It's Laura Eubanks of Design for Serenity with your succulent tip of the day and the grand reveal in La Jolla Shores. This was a 6-day project, but it actually took 8, and then we had the kids, the succulent grandbabies, and then we had the weekend, and I mean, it's just been going on forever, but we finally did it. We are done. We're so thrilled. We brought in laid out fresh, stabilized, decomposed granite all in through here. This was in DG before we came. It had just kind of, it had degraded over the years. So we do have a fairly significant slope here. If we get a big fat gully washer, I already warned the client that we could have some rivulets of water come through, so we might have to do some tweaking, add a few more boulders, whatever it takes. Nobody bats 1,000. I anticipate adjustments will need to be made with any installation that we do. So what I always tell them is just text me, send me photos, reach out, and we'll just keep going until we get it right. With this podocarpus though, I think we're going to be okay. I don't think we're going to have an issue with the rainwater. But that's really the only concern that I have in this entire yard. We talked about how in the summertime people like to park here and go to the beach. So we added some flagstones for people to step out on, which I'm really happy with that and how those turned out. This is Cali Gold 3/8. So we've got, the old with the new. This crassula and these portulacarias and this dazzlerian were here already. Adding the barrel cactus, the blue flames, the blue glow up there on that mound. Just looks so spectacular from street level. We really were able to highlight the architecture on this property by bringing in these fantastic succulent plants. Over here, Cullen had a great idea. When we come in to do the next phase, let's get rid of the Tibucina. Let's get rid of the princess flower. And then we will have a seamless transition because here we've got the jades and the bougainvillea rosanca. It's not a succulent, but it's nestled in amongst the jades. This is a very, very messy plant. The client's, has a love-hate relationship with it, kind of like me and my brugmansia at home. So I think that's a really good idea, and I will definitely be talking with them about that. Over here, these aloes, these little aloe nobilis, were hanging out into the driveway and were just a mess of dead leaves underneath. So I pulled all of them out, cleaned them all up, and had Terri, blonde Terri, reset them as cuttings. And she did a beautiful job of creating a swath around that beautiful boulder. So that looks terrific. That's a fun idea. Then up yonder here, you can see that we accentuated the pathway with the DG. It wasn't this wide before, but I made it wider, and then I flanked it with the Cali Gold 3/8. So it's a very, very inviting pathway. You want to walk it, Cully? Walk that. And Cullen is my photographer, my videographer today, because Hannah was working on a maintenance in Bonita. This is Terri's work. That beautiful tapestry. I'm eager to see what that mangave is going to do. This is a really stunning blue glow, isn't it? That one looks really, really good. So yeah, see here, the DG might look a little two-toned, but that's just because this is dry and this is wet. So don't get excited there. So we've got a couple of pots. The client had these already, the pots. So I just planted them out. And then you want to come on down and show off Kevin's beautiful dry stack. Gosh, this looks so good. This was just, I don't know if you remember from day one, but this was a hot mess of calandrinia here, and it was a slope. So we did a little bit of digging and a little bit of dry stacking, and now we've created more usable space in the landscape. And the dry stack looks so pretty from the street. And these aloe ferox now are just front and center. I also added a couple of more boulders in between the jades here. This just didn't quite feel finished to me, and I really like the look of the boulders. when in doubt, put down a rock, right? They will be getting a new hose and a decorative hose, little hose pot. So that'll be taken care of. We got all of the Cali Gold in the tropical oasis, and all the Cali Gold in and around the fountain. And Cully, if you want to look, show them that window right there. From inside the house, looking out that window, this just looks so spectacular. It really brings the outside in. And then Greg has decided that this would be a really good time to run the blower. So I apologize for that, but it's a really big driveway and it needs blown. Now over here we have the Agave Victoria Regiones, and you know, some of them look a little rough, let's be honest, but they weren't in the right place. These were planted in the shade under the palm trees, and I cleaned them all up. I cleaned up the roots. I planted them where they're going to get more sun, and I just have high hopes for them. So we'll have to keep an eye and see how they do. All right. Well, next stop, we are doing our family Christmas on Saturday. This is Thursday. And then we want to head up to our Northern California property next week, weather permitting. So won't see you guys until after the first of the year. There might be a Walkabout Wednesday in your future, though. We may not be able to leave for up north until later next week. But I just want to take this opportunity to wish all of you a wonderful holiday season. It's been a hell of a year, hasn't it? Hell of a couple of years. But, you know, these plants keep me sane, and I know they keep you sane too. And you keep me sane. Thank you so much for sharing this journey with me. I appreciate you all so dearly, and here's to a really fantastic 2022. This has been Laura Eubanks of Design for Serenity with your grand reveal in La Jolla Shores and your succulent tip of the day. Bye, guys.